He wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. A new video every week for Pokemon Month. He will make your brain explode with all of his useless facts. And with his trusty Pikachu, they'll kick your butt.
Pokemon, gotta watch them.
It's him and him. He makes videos by himself.
Pokemon.
Oh, he's all alone with just his Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, he's pretty obsessed, but at least he's well dressed. He'll teach you about this game that he loves.
Gotta learn some stuff
about Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new Pokemon 2017 video. Pokemon Sun and Moon, like most Pokemon games, has a ton of love letters to old fans. Like the fact that Lana mentions him reeling in a red Gyarados, an obvious reference to the Lake of Rage. Obviously the biggest attempt to reel in those old school fans is the Alolan Forms. In case you haven't been paying attention to Sun and Moon, in which case while you've been watching this video, the Alolan Forms are updated versions of the Generation 1 Pokemon that give them new types and looks. Naturally, with something this big, I wanted to do a top 10, but there's one small problem. There are only 10 evolutionary lines of Alolan Forms, so here we go, ranking my only options. Let's do it! Alright, so let's see what we have first. Ah, crap, what is this? Coming in at number 10 is the worst of the Alolan Forms. Frickin' Dugtrio. Why is it like this? Why? So Dugtrio is now a ground steel type and boasts the most ridiculous hair ever. Somehow I managed to have not one but 3 bad hair days at the same time. I can't even understand this. It's so freaking dumb. I was so perplexed by this very design, I had to do research into it. Apparently it's based on Pele's hair. It's a form of volcanic glass that naturally forms in these fibers. Knowing this actually kind of makes his tangling hair ability seem kind of less useful, because touching actual Pele hair has been known to break apart and stab people with tons of murderous glass shards. I'm not saying I want my stupid looking Dugtrio to inadvertently harm anything that touches it, but that is exactly what I'm saying. Okay, Dugtrio is pretty dumb, but you know, let's see what else the Alolan Forms have to offer. Oh hey, you know, Meowth and Persian have some. That's kinda cool, let's go ahead and check them out. Okay, I mean, Alolan Meowth, kinda weird, but hey, Dark's a decent type, and maybe it'll evolve into something cool. Let's check out Alolan Persian. I'm betting it'll be pretty cool. Oh, come on! It's not even a frickin' Persian! I wanna know who was in charge of this. Hey Bill, you finished the design for the new Persian? Yeah, it's right here. You know, this is great, but you know, I think it needs some more Garfield. It's worse that according to official sources, people in Alola actually admire its face? What? I think the people of Alola have some serious Stockholm Syndrome after being stuck with this freaking abomination for centuries. Adding to how stupid it looks is the fact that it evolves from happiness. Imagine filling a little Meowth with all your love only for it to evolve into this. Okay, enough of this. Hopefully we can get something decent from here on out. Okay, here we freaking go. Finally, a Pokemon that doesn't look like a bad fan art character. Sandslash! It's a steel and ice type. I don't know what else to tell you. Actually, there's plenty to tell you. There's actually some pretty great character design. This shows you just how great the Game Freak designers really can be. There's plenty of little details to notice. Like look at those claws. They're shaped like ice picks, which makes a lot more sense given this thing's new typing. Although, shouldn't it be called Ice Slash now, seeing as it has nothing to do with sand? Am I looking too far into this? Either way, it's a cool Pokemon. After all, how could you ever hate on a blue video game hedgehog? Sonic joke. Check. But you know, this is actually one of the few times in all Pokemon where I prefer the first stage to the final evolution. Alolan Sandshrew is just adorable. The fact that it's ice makes it look like a little igloo parka. It's just so endearing and I want to hug it. I've never been a huge fan of a lot of the early game Pokemon. You know the ones I'm talking about. Every game has them. There's always the normal flying bird, some kind of bug, and a normal type mammal. I've never actually hated any of them, but few have really stuck out in my mind as exceptional. That is until Pokemon decided to update some design. I was actually expecting them to leave the early game Pokemon alone, but turns out I was very wrong, because we got Alolan Raticate. I know some people don't love it, but I do. I'd put it higher on the list, but on his own, he's nothing special. Part of the reason I do love him is directly tied into another Pokemon, Gumshoes. Both these Pokemon have designs and backstory that work in tandem. They have a cop and robbers thing going on. Gumshoes acts as a detective, as his name literally comes from a word meaning detective, and he's hunting down the crime boss Raticate, who sends out his rat-a-tat of burglars to steal food and such for his fat mobster lifestyle. On the whole, it creates this cool, unspoken relationship between the two that I just enjoy. So let's flash back to August of last year. I got home from my minimum wage job and all I wanted to do was check out the new Pokemon trailer. So I boot up the video, I see this. What? Seeing Alolan Executor as the very first Alolan form, I was not on board. But all that changed as I slowly watched the internet's reaction to it. There's one thing that made my mild disappointment turn into pure love. Memes! Alolan Executor spawned some of the best memes of the year, and frankly, it made me reconsider my initial impressions. Now I just can't not like it. Heck, if it wasn't for the fact you can't even catch these things till almost the end of the game, I would have used one on my team. I love every mismatched weird part of this thing. Its stupid long neck, its weird extra head tail, even the fact that it's a freaking dragon type. Why is that so stupid? I love it all. And I can't really explain why. I just love it, and that's all there is to it.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
Who doesn't love Pikachu? I mean, everyone loves Pikachu. I love Pikachu, you love Pikachu. The yellow son of a gun has so effectively wormed his way into our collective subconscious. We Americans decided to put a Japanese character in a parade to celebrate an American holiday. It's excellent, really, but don't you feel like someone's being left out? That's right, Raichu! Seriously, Raichu's gotten almost no respect these past 21 years. Everyone cares about Pikachu, but no one really cares about Raichu. I mean, screw that guy. It's okay, Raichu. I still love you. I have a Raichu on my team in almost every playthrough I do of the Generation 1 games. He's a handy Pokemon, but Game Freak never seemed to give him any love. At least that was the case until Alolan Raichu came out. This thing is so cool. I've always loved Psychic types, and Electric types are a must for me because I always choose the Fire type starter. I also love that it is the only Alolan form the developers couldn't come up with a single bit of in-game lore for. It also hits home with me because Alolan Raichu in itself is a reference to Raichu in one of my favorite spin-off games, Pokemon Stadium. That game had a Raichu that would ride on its tail when it used the move Surf. Man, I love that game and I love Raichu. One of my least favorite things about Pokemon in general is the need to evolve some Pokemon by trading. It's one of those things that only seems to come up whenever there's a cool Pokemon I want my team, but no one to trade it with, such as the cruel fate of Alolan Golem. When I first saw an electric rock type existed, I was beyond excited, and I was unfortunately reminded that I can only evolve by trading. This thing would have been awesome to have on a team. Think of that type coverage! I know someone out there is just telling me to use the one you get from an NPC trade in Tapu Village, but you know what? Screw that. Who wants a Pokemon with a stupid nickname that can't be changed? You know what? I take back my comment on needing to trade to evolve. It's fine, but can we at least change names freely? Come on, guys, it's not that big of a deal. You know what else is cool about Golem except for its rad typing? The fact that it's based on a freaking railgun. You know the devices that can do this? I'll be honest, the first time I saw Alolan Forms, I wasn't 100% sold on them. The other ones that had been announced really blew me away. Some looked pretty interesting, but I was still waiting for something to really get me excited about them. That thing was Alolan Marowak. This thing is exactly what Alolan Forms should be. It's the same Pokemon with a new design that just seems natural, which amplifies how cool it is. I don't know why, but the whole thing reminds me of a ninja. Look at the thing, it uses a bow staff, it's all black, has a controlled use of explosives. Basically a Pokemon version of a ninja. Except, not those ones. Like a lot of Alolan Forms, it also has a really cool backstory and explanation for the form. Basically, they group together with others of the same species because there's a large amount of natural predators to Marowak and Alola, and this prompted them to gain this new Alolan. Predators facilitated a need to adapt into something that could take them out. Now, you may be asking, what preys on a Marowak? Well, that would be Grass-type Pokemon. How does a grass type prey on a Marowak? Stop asking questions. Until the release of fairy types a couple years ago, there's literally no reason to ever have a poison type Pokemon on your team, which kinda sucks because there's actually a ton of really awesome poison types. Over the past few years, some of the poison types that got no love are starting to make a comeback. One of my personal favorites is Muck. I mean, what more do you need from a poison type Pokemon? It's literally a giant blob of sludge. How could you possibly get more harmful to the environment than a giant pile of sludge? I'll tell you how. A giant living oil spill. Because what else could you describe Alolan Muck as other than a major catastrophe for the environment? Plus has a super cool dark type. That removes one of Muck's greatest weaknesses, being psychics. I also love the crystals that have formed all over its body. It gives the normally formless Muck some structure, and even though it looks like a living ecological disaster, according to in-game lore, it's one of the world's greatest solutions to pollution. It literally consumes garbage to survive. See, even if it looks dangerous, it's actually incredibly helpful. Okay, so here we have arrived at number 1. If you've been paying attention and happen to have the Alolan Forms Bulbapedia page open, you'd realize there's just one possible option for this slot. Alolan Ninetales. This is beyond all my favorite Alolan Pokemon ever. It just got everything. For starters, it's the only Pokemon on this list I actually used during my initial playthrough of the game. It's also quite possibly the most majestic beast to have ever lived. I mean, look at this thing, it's freaking fabulous. But added to how beautiful it looks, it's also the murderer of dragons. This magnificent fox is ice and fairy type. If for some reason you don't know what that means, let me give you a little bit of a lesson. Both of these are super effective against dragons, and because most popular dragons are also flying type, ice moves get 4 times as effective. Add that to the fact that fairies can't even be hit by dragon type moves, and you're the very bane of dragons. Somewhere out there, there's a Dragonite, huddling in fear knowing that Ninetales even exists. Salamence tell scary stories to one another about near close encounters with Ninetales. Garchomp retreat to their caves in the winter, knowing this is the time of the Ninetales. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, because, I made it for you to enjoy it. So, anyway, as you may guess, this is the segment where I ask you to subscribe and like and share it with people you think will like it. So, do those things, please. Anyway, if you got some extra time on your hands, feel free to check out some of my other videos. I'm not gonna stop you from watching them. You can check out the last Pokemon video, which was on my top 10 favorite Pokemon Generation 7. Or if for whatever reason you're done with Pokemon for the day, allow me to suggest my review of Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.